going to work a posture lab of the upper body. Personally, I've been really obsessed with the, I like to call it body biography, just to watch people, to watch bodies, and to kind of learn what experience does to a body and how we can affect the body to bring wellness into being. So this connection between how we feel and how we hold ourselves is clearly connected. We all know that, right? But what we may not be so obvious that it works the other way as well. So how we hold ourselves will define how we feel. So this makes it really worth it for me to investigate, not just in terms of muscular connection, but also in terms of breath connection and vagus nerve connection. So today will be about that. So I have a little assistant here. In order for you to just grasp that idea very efficiently, what I'm doing is to use both ends of the strap and clip it together with a regular, kitchen clip to close packages. Just make sure you find one that's wide enough and that's tight enough. And that works pretty good for me. And then we put this on as a posture belt, or you could just watch and enjoy. And I put it on like a backpack. So I go in one side, go in the opposite side. There you go. So it works like a backpack. Now, this should make it pretty obvious, right? Should make it pretty obvious what happens in the body for once, but hopefully we'll make it clear also what happens with the breath. Now, when I'm collapsed, and this happens so fast when we sit a lot, we all know it, or when we fatigue, what happens is my shoulders drop forward, my head shifts forward. So there's compression here, muscularly shortness here. There's shortness in the base of the neck and the occipital muscles as well. So there's strain on the neck on top, and the breath is basically nowhere. So what I want you to do is to actually sit upright and take your hands on your front ribs and just breathe deeply into them. And what you will feel is that by expanding the ribs happening. Okay, this is diaphragmatic breath. That means your diaphragm, I'll show it on the torso in a second, is really contracting all the way down, creating that suction through your lungs, and then relaxing back. Now, if we collapse, and you do the same, breathing, it's actually very strenuous with the strap, that's the whole idea, breathing into those front ribs, you're like, oh, there's hardly any movement. That means we only breathe in minimal capacity, very superficial, which in return also stimulates the adrenaline glands. And I will get a less calm, less grounded, and more anxious by nature. Okay. So far the connection to the breath. I'll show it on the torso as well, because I like him. He's great. And he's a really nice one to just remind us how essential the breathing is, and in a second step, how essential it is to not only breathe, but really open the structures around this whole breathing mechanism. All right, so here we are. I'm gonna take out the lungs. Sounds rather cruel, okay? Just so you see it a little better. And what we notice is that the diaphragm here is separating the so-called upper cavity from the lower cavity. You see this nice rounded structure with some holes for the aorta, for also the way into the stomach, and some other vessels. But this structure here actually, as we said, contracts down with the inhale, creates suction to the lungs, and relaxes back. So we want to have movement in there and around it, because if I have movement around it, which is basically front, side, and back with some inversion combined, we have nice elasticity around the structure to provide for. Side is clear. We open here the space in between the ribs, right? Front is clear. We open the front fibers attaching to the inside of those ribs we just felt. And what happens when we move into the back, combined with a forward fold, I love doing this, sorry, I just gotta do it. Yeah, so it could be as much as a forward fold or a down dog even. We now have all the organs here that are literally hanging out, hanging with gravity. They go down, yeah. And because they fall onto the bottom of the diaphragm, that structure now gets an impulse. It's like the same for your pelvic floor on a trampoline. It's like, ooh, I better squeeze, right? So it has to, in that case, contract down. It's a natural stimulator, A, for the diaphragm, but also for super calming effects for the nervous system. So much to the breath. Let's investigate the muscles. Yeah, leave them here for now. So, keeping it simple, what happens here is a tightening in the front of the shoulder, tightening where you have the strap, base of the neck, and here there's a lot of load on your trapezius muscle. Now, they actually say that per centimeters that your head is shifting forward, that would be 1, that would be 2, you have 1.8 kilo more strain on your trapezius neck muscle. And that's very interesting because the trapezius muscle connects directly back to the accessorius and the whole vagus nerve story. So we'll get to that, okay? And then what happens in the back, we have a weakening here around the shoulder blades, and oftentimes they start flying. We call it scapuloolata. I still find it funny to this day, even after repeating it over 12 years. Yeah, the structures that actually adduct the shoulder blades to the torso, they weaken. And then also the whole back extender tends to weaken. So we want to strengthen the back, open in the front, to be said, simplified. Now, with the strap, if you have it right now this way, it may be tight if you're taller than me, then you have to wait for the next edition of the strap. 2 loops longer coming out end of this month, FYO, just so you know. Now, feeling this one more time, there's no strain on the strap. Some use it as a reminder. If I collapse, there's really uncomfortable strain and probably quite quickly also a form of headache as I reduce not only the capacity to the front diaphragm, to the movement here, but I reduce the capacity of circulation in my brain, big time. Okay, let's remove that. So you may wonder, what's that? We talked about the breath, makes sense, this muscular balance, makes sense, but what's with the vagus nerve? So you may have heard, I love this theory because it made so much sense to me, the polyvagal theory that says your nervous system is either in a green space, that's where you're at ease and relaxed, chilled, smiling, open eyes, you keep eye contact, or your nervous system is in an orange part, alert, functioning. You're also functioning in the green part, not to be mistaken, but you're more alert, you're ready to go, you reduce the amount of eye contact you have, you no longer hear the birds singing in the garden, as an example. And then there's the red part. They use this ample system. Now, the red part is highly alert, potentially frozen, inability to make decisions or move on, or a frozen state. Definitely not safe. Okay, very far away from the safe part. Now, all these 3 regulations are dictated by the vagus nerve, which is the 10th brain nerve, and it goes not just above, it's a wonder nerve, also translated as. It's pretty much, I'll make the effort of posting an image of it. It goes everywhere. It basically covers the whole area above the diaphragm and even the whole area below the diaphragm. Okay. So with that, let's say point of view included, we talk about a high tone or a low vagal tone. And we can affect that through many things. Most simple thing is breathing, posture, yeah, chanting, exercise, cold showering, and so on and so on. I will also post a list if you want to, let me know. Okay, so we'll affect the vagal tone by the posture and how we breathe. Moving into action now. You can always talk, but you gotta move. Yeah, you're gonna go through a couple very simple movements to systematically open the diaphragm and work on those muscular structures we have. And by moving and by breathing, we affect the vagal tone. Okay. So just take a moment to actually check out the way you feel right now. Close your eyes. Palms facing down, thumbs touch, and just get an idea. Where's the breath? Where's the alertness? If you relate it back to green, orange, red, just be very honest with yourself. No definite answers expected, just to check in. And then starting to feel the breath. You're gonna always work with the breath equally to motion, starting with the breath strap. At the very end, perhaps you will take it tighter. And I'm just gonna go 5 times. Inhale, light stretch in the stretch, pull it apart. Really open the front, draw your belly close, and then exhale, move it back down. And now as you go down, pull it apart, pull it apart. You may not feel much. Feel free to take it a loop tighter or 2. Inhale, breath, pull it apart. It's just simple shoulder flossing. Exhale, move it down. What's really more key is to have that pull happening from the beginning. Breath to the end, exhale. And we're going to prolong the exhalation and also work with a little bit of inhalation trick. So to move into 3-staged inhalation. So it's not just inhale, but go inhale, like really stretch the breath, and then exhale, empty the breath till you feel like you're totally out of breath without getting stressed though. Okay, 1 more to go. And exhale. So adding 3-stage breath. Of course, it would be nice to repeat 5, but in case you're just watching, I don't want to go too many reps. So 10 reps are totally justified here, when if not even more. Okay. Now, taking the same length, just move the strap behind you, hook underneath the elbows. We've already done this. But now, in relation to the diaphragm, we open the front, plant your right fingertips, move your ribs into the strap, take a side stretch, okay? So we now move the side of the diaphragm open, inhale, think of 3 stages, and then exhale, switch sides, be ready. We go inhale, keeping the hips low, exhale. So sometimes we do it even combined with a sound. Breathing through the nostril, there won't be a sound. I'm gonna go 4 or 5 times per side. And you see I'm like stepping and making a little kind of 3-step motion just to remind you, go in, really challenge the diaphragmatic motion to the end, exhale. Totally lost counts, but you got it. basic idea, side stretch. Of course, you could also stay. 5th breath, stay at the end, releasing the neck, feeling the strap for feedback. Static stretch as we hold the right side or the left side opening. Less exciting on camera when there's not much to see. So you don't see much from the outside, but there's actually happening a lot on the inside. 5th breath, hold, 2nd side. And it's a lot of structure gliding and moving, including my kidneys. They say that the kidneys walk about half a mile, well, half a kilometer, so 500 meters a day, just by, gliding on front of the psoas structures. And the more your inner structures also glide and open, the higher the vital force. Very good. I think you have one more to go. Challenge the breath, pull it to the end without tensing up though. You don't have to do the 3-step inhale, but it's something to add to bring awareness of the diaphragmatic motion. Good. All right, so from here, stay the way you are in the strap, but just place it behind you, and we go right into the strap stretch. So I'm just gonna park this hand. If I need it a little tighter, I'll pull it a little more in front, okay? So we go right ear, right shoulder, left arm straight. Very good. And then back to center. Awesome. Good. Sorry, I got out of rhythm there. Hop. And I want to have a nice pull here, so I really feel the strengthening, lengthening of my arm. And also have the strap, the higher up you take it on your fingertips, really subtle tip though, right? The more it will stretch your hand flexors, and the more you potentially have that feeling of stretch the neurotension through your forearms. You can go regular breath again, or 3-step inhale. I do one more 3-step inhale, 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 inhale. Okay, we stay after 5 reps. Keep the arm out and look to the right, towards the right knee, the floor, and to the front. Just giving some mobilization into trapezius and levator scapulae, while keeping really that arm extended, keeping the side body long. It may not look like much, but if you do it with strap or without strap, you'll get a whole different feedback from it. And last one, 5 breath hold. Very nice. Back to center, switch sides, left ear, left shoulder. There we go, I can see myself. Right arm up. So inhale, breath. And back. I take the strap a little further up. I'm going to have my hand flex just a little bit more. Stretch there. But also not hyperextended, so you're not like passively back here. You have a little engagement there. Good. I'd love to see you. Maybe I have to make this into a Zoom thing one day. Get the opportunity to actually see if you're also moving. And your facial expressions on it while you do it. Alright, after 5, hold, and then 5 breath hold. Just look to the left down, look forward. Doesn't matter if you do this seated on a chair or on the ground, or perhaps standing, or on your desk. I am a true believer. Everyone should have some tools on their desks to at least every 45 minutes, you know, do one thing. Could be a simple stretch, right? Or our signature move, or just an opening or a forward fold, whatever it is. So you're in the hold. Exactly. Pull it a bit more. Trapezius stretch. And back to center. Right. So we'll put front, side, trapezius. And now we'll go into the bind variation. Okay. So here, you could do this as well, like everything with a regular belt, but the resistance is what adds the muscular eccentric work. I'm gonna go in an internal rotation and then turn. This is crucial, my arms out. Yeah, so your bend in the elbow faces outward. Same on the second side. Okay, so from here, when I pull the strap apart, here, there's a small movement happening. What I don't want it to happen is this, okay? I don't want to tighten up my pectoralis minor. I want to stretch it. Okay, so 5 times. Inhale, do it with the inhale, pull it apart, belly stays close, and release. Pull it apart, it's like a broadening through your chest. Maybe feel some other stuff too. Nice bicep stretch. Okay. And again, on 4. Keep your belly close to your spine if you're standing. And hold. Good. As you do your 5 rep hold, take your side body long, shoulders breath. Big breath. Keep your head above the base of the pelvis. Very nice. And from here, we're going to go into the forward fold. Just to add a little pelvic floor lift. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. That's the deep core line working from your feet into the pelvic floor. And then go into forward fold. Now anchor your heels down. We're going to make sure you see me there. There we go. There we go. So as you're in the fold, make sure you don't hyperextend your elbow. Yeah, like go bend them and then stretch apart. Good. Now you let gravity take your side body long, shoulders back. Bend your knees, lift your heels and come up and release. Okay, let's go in again. So turn your arms in, turn your arms out. Inhale, pull it apart. Yeah, those muscles, those external rotators in your shoulders, the ones stabilizing you upright, again, may get a little fatigued. Forward fold. And do the breath, let go of the neck. And we're going to come back out. You can lift the heels and up and release. Give it a moment of, relaxation, or just pause, really. Re-feel the movement. Sometimes it's so nice to go into opposite, to have it be so clear where we want the movement to be. Inhale, lift your heels, side body long, shoulders back. Bend your knees, pull the strap, and a fold. Good, and this is actually the one and only grasp I recommend for people who cannot grasp interlace normally, or they're here and what happens, they may manage to grasp but the shoulders roll in. They're not really benefiting from this, but they will benefit from, I'm going to go one tighter here for the last 2 ones. They will benefit from having their arms externally rotated here. Good. For all the hyperextenders in the elbows, yeah? Keep your biceps working. So if you easily hyperextend it, make sure you let go of the neck. And then get ready for the last one. You're going to stay low, 5 breath hold. Forward fold, the best you can do to calm your nervous system down. Inhale, lift, bend the knees, heels down, anchor your legs, ground your legs. Super grounding for the legs to use the muscles around them. Yeah, I'm just getting tired. If you get really tired in the fingers, you can also just slide up. Right now, that's what I did. And stay as you externally rotate your arms.
grasp, you can grasp to feel the difference, but really the idea is to be in the external rotation as you traction your spine. And then, sometimes you could stay here forever, it feels. Stick the arms down, they're starting to fatigue. Just to give it a rest. Bend your right knee, look forward. Fold in. Move your shoulders, bend your left knee, inhale, lengthen. Keeping the weight on the base of the foot just as much as on the heel, exhale, fold. And one more time, right knee bends, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, empty the breath, tuck your chin in at the end. Left knee, inhale. And exhale. Beautiful work. Alright, bring your hands back. Now again, if this is not possible, that's where you grab the strap. Yeah, it's going from it inverted. Turn your palms out. That's an actual opening. Pull it apart, activate the upper back. And then come up. Okay, and you can just do it here or at the forward fold for some additional effects. So, that was it for ready for today. Again, you can use little inputs in classes, or perhaps you want to do a whole class. Thanks so much for allowing me to do this. It's great. I'm all about health prevention through movement, and if it adds something to someone's life, look, my job's done. So thank you for that. We'll head into summer break now. So I'll be bringing in stuff for sure, but it will be a bit here and there, or however I can combine it with the family. And then after summer break, there'll be a new format, but I'll still do these videos on Insta. Perhaps a little shorter and perhaps a little more. I'll let you know. Thanks so much. So much.